In the New Testament, we read of how Jesus was anointed with oil. The oil that they specified in the scriptures was nard or spikenard. Let's learn about this particular oil. On certain occasions in the New Testament, Jesus was anointed with nard. And let's see why. Actually, this was a very expensive oil, and it's said in the scriptures that this oil was very expensive, a whole year's wages sometimes. Why? Because of where it's sourced. For one thing, the spikenard plant typically grows in mountainous regions at altitudes between 3,000 and 5,000 meters. The oil spikenard penetrates the blood-brain barrier and provides brain cells with oxygen, improving cognitive function and memory. Spikenard can help alleviate anxiety and stress. It also functions as a natural sedative by promoting overall relaxation and offers a more natural alternative to dealing with depression. It helps in reducing heart palpitations and hysteria symptoms. Diluting 2 drops of spikenard in water for a warm foot bath could ease these conditions. Spikenard essential oil allows relief of deeply buried grief and resentment, making room for feelings of love and compassion. The oil may help clear energy blockage, anxiety, worry, making spikenard an excellent meditation component. Spikenard will activate one's sensitivity to higher vibrational fulfillment, removing focus on the mundane, the lifetime things, looking past the physical life into the eternal existence. Spikenard is one of the top grounding essential oils as it stabilizes one's mind and soul while connecting one to the earth's energies. The oil also helps one transcend fear and feel secure. This seems to be the perfect oil that would be good for Jesus right before it's time for him to go to the cross. It didn't say it was lemon oil or frankincense oil or tea tree. It said spikenard, or it said nard. Another time that oil was used is when Jesus died and when Joseph of Arimathea wanted his body to take it and put it in his tomb. He and Nicodemus, they brought mixture of myrrh and aloes, which in Bible times, aloes was sandalwood, which is an expensive oil. And it said that he brought 75 pounds of myrrh and aloes to wrap Jesus' body in. And now this would be close to $200,000. But he felt that Jesus was worth that. Another time in the New Testament oil is mentioned is when the robber was left on the side of the road and the Good Samaritan saw him and came and had compassion on him. He put oil on him, bound him up, and took him to the inn. In James 5:14, the person that is sick, it says, to anoint them with oil and to pray for them. Now this is history. In Egypt, long time ago, the oils were used in many different things, but one of them was for mummification or embalming. The fragrant oils were used for different things or whatever, and oils were more valuable than gold. In China and India, they used oils extensively. The Yellow Emperor's Book of Internal Medicine was written like 2,000 years before Christ. Avicenna discovered the process of distillation, how he could get the oils from the flowers and plants and things. This is something that's very close to us now because this talks about a plague, a pandemic that was in the 1400s called the bubonic or the Black Plague. The spread of that plague was like wildfire, and almost no one survived. But there were some robbers who would rob from the sick and dying, and also would go into contaminated houses and steal from them. This happened over a good period of time, and finally they were caught. And what happened was they found out that they were perfumers with a great knowledge of oils. And they had put together a formula which helped them to stay away from or kept them from contracting the disease. And as their punishment, they were to be burned to death. But in order to have a lighter sentence, which was to be hanged instead of burned to death, they gave the formula for keeping away or for not contracting the disease. People were dying, and it was just a very difficult time in that time for those people, except for the ones that were in the place of knowing a lot about oils. The oils that the thieves' formula was a concoction of clove, lemon, rosemary, cinnamon, eucalyptus. And this is something that I've used for years. I've been into oils for at least maybe 40 more years. And whenever any kind of pandemic, any kind of Ebola, any kind of things would happen, I would always get my oils and distribute them to my children. I also added tea tree and oregano because these are some strong germ fighters. Actually, when you see some of these things, you know that these were some of the oils that God used to protect the Israelites. These are microbial oils, oils that will kill bacteria and germs. These are antibacterial, stress relievers. These are anti-inflammatory. They help the throat and everything. So this is a very good oil, and that was what was used back in the days of the bubonic plague. The doctors during that time are kind of like us with the masks, but they didn't have masks. They made themselves beaks which had herbs and spices and things in them that were microbial. They covered their eyes. They covered every bit of their body when they went to help the people that were in need. Now, in 1910, René Maurice Garifuse became the father of the word aromatherapy. He is a scientist who his lab caught on fire and his arm caught on fire, and the closest thing to him was a liquid lavender. And so he put his arm in that lavender and got the fire off of him, and he healed so quickly until he began to really work hard on seeing what this lavender could do and began to really work into essential oils. And he is known as the father of aromatherapy. Going on from there, this Dr. Jane Valnet did the same thing. Marguerite Maury, they were both into the oils, and they helped the people who were wounded in battle. The oils would help them. Okay, here are some basic oils. The immune booster. These are the oils that the thieves used. Clove, one of them, which is a great fighter of germs. Lemon, also a great fighter of germs, and also a mood enhancer and a digestive thing and things for sore throat. Also the eucalyptus, which is the respiratory aid. It helps with colds, coughs, flus, bronchitis, any viral infection. It's used instead of Vicks or Biofreeze or Tylenol or Aleve. You can use it either neat or you can use it with a carrier oil. Frankincense. Frankincense is good for almost everything. And I can say that my daughter had a surgery and was in such pain until she could hardly move until I brought her some frankincense. She was not one of the ones of my family that were into the oils. I brought her some frankincense, and it relieved some of her pain, and she has been an avid essential oil user since then. Lavender, of course, lavender is good for everything. Lavender can help you with your sleep. It can help you with almost everything, your burns, your headaches, your stress, your muscles. Peppermint, excellent, and especially for mental clarity, for muscles, for headaches, for dandruff. It's a pest control. Actually, I've seen a little mouse that I saw come into the house, and I put peppermint all around, and I was sitting and I was looking, and I saw that little mouse leave. Oregano, a very strong, powerful oil, very strong and powerful, but it's good for a lot of different things. Eliminate intestinal worms. It protects against cancer. It helps with inflammation. It's antiviral, antifungal, very good herb. Rosemary. We talked about rosemary as part of the oils for the thieves, and it helps prevent cancer. It is a relief of pain. It also helps with memory. That's one of the best things that it does. It helps with you remembering things and concentration. Tea tree oil, good for sores and good for acne, good for insect bites, respiratory infections, all kinds of different things that are good for the benefits of the tea tree. How do you use the oils? One of the best ways to use essential oil is to put it on your feet. Your feet has access to all the other parts of your body. You see the big toe? That is like your brain. The next two toes are your eyes. If you have problems with different things, your head or whatever, you would put the oil there and rub it. If you don't know where the things are that you want taken care of, just put the oil over your whole foot and rub it, because the feet have the largest pores, and the oil will go into those pores and go up to the area where it's needed. And that's one of the things that God does. You can use rollerball on your feet or whatever. The next largest pores come from the ears. The ears also have different spots that are part of the body. And you can put oil on the ears and rub oil on your ears. You can use the osmosis, which is take a bath and put the oil in your bath water. Oil and water does not mix, so you would have to put it in like milk, a little bit of milk, or Epsom salt or something with water, and then let it get into your bath, because when you soak, it'll penetrate into your skin. Okay, we'll talk about a little bit more in just a little bit. Smelling the oils right from the bottle is another way of getting the oils into your system. Putting on the baby's feet. Many times oils are too strong for a baby, but you can't put it on their little feet. You can use the oils for bugs. You can use them for cleaning insects, fleas, mosquitoes, ticks. It can be used for toothache, especially the clove. You can rub it on a little bit on your inner gums or on the outside of your gums. Rosemary is good for hair that's falling or coming out. You can put it in your shampoo or in your conditioner. For pregnancy, we don't advocate using oils during pregnancy, especially the first trimester. The only time that I would suggest using the oils is when you're just about ready for labor, because oils will help you to your uterus to be able to contract, your pelvic to open, and so we don't want that to happen before the time. Essential oils are good for your ears. You do not put essential oil in your ears. If you have an earache, you can put a cotton ball with a few drops in your ear, but you will put the oils on the outside, behind your ear, or on your ear for ear problems. Oils can be massaged into your body. They will penetrate. It's good to use a carrier oil with them. They'll penetrate the body and go to the affected areas. Oil is good for erectile dysfunction. The oil of sandalwood, which is an expensive oil. Oils are used sometimes by companies to have you to buy things more. If you have a very good store that has nice fragrance going in it, you will buy a lot more than you will if you go to a mom and pop shop. The fragrance will make you buy. So when you go into a store that smells really nice, you'll probably be able to really enjoy some of the things that are there, and you probably will buy them. Now, sometimes you need to sleep. It's good to have a fragrance that's nice, much better than a fragrance that's not nice or not a fragrance at all. Essential oils are used in studying. I used to make a study balm for students that would help them to remember. Essential oils will help you to remember as you study. You have your oils going, and when you finish studying and get ready to go to your class, if you put the oils that you were studying with, especially the basil, lemon, peppermint, rosemary, if you put it on a cotton ball and put it in a plastic baggie, take it to your class, open it up and smell that cotton ball, your memory will come back to you, the things that you've studied. It's just like if your mother made a special stew that you really loved. Maybe mom is gone, and one day you're walking down the street and you smell that same stew. The first thing you're going to do is think about mom. And that's the way memory does. Well, the Lord has not left out love. There are marriage boosters that are in the essential oils. Patchouli, rose, ylang-ylang, and some others. And these can be diffused, or these can be rubbed on, or just enjoy putting them on yourselves and enjoy each other. God's fragrance pharmacy. God deals with the invisible, his nature. Smell is his means of well-being for the mind and body. The blood of the plants, leaves, plants, shrubs, trees are God's medicine. We just have to search for them, process them, and learn how to use them. Well, we've finally come to the end of this presentation. And one thing that I want to leave you with is don't forget the source of your provisions. In the Old Testament, Romans 15:4 tells us it's written for our learning. And in Deuteronomy 8, God is talking to his people and he says, when I take you to the promised land, which is going to be full of milk and honey, and when you eat and are full, don't forget to bless the Lord for the good land that he's given to you. He says, when you say in your heart, my power and my might have done these things, don't forget, remember where you got that power and that might. Make sure that when we have the things that God has blessed us with, that we give him thanks, give him the glory, give him the praise. Because if we don't, he is not very happy. And when he is not happy, we won't be happy. So during these times when things are really kind of rough, let's think, maybe we just haven't been thanking him enough. Maybe we haven't even given him the credit for what we have and what we're doing. Let's change things. Let's start giving him the thanks, giving him the glory, giving him the praise, giving him what he has deserved. And then maybe he'll give us more mercy and help us during these times of need. Don't forget the source of your provisions. Holistic Guardian signing off. Have a blessed day.